It's nice to be positioned in different markets, but not just about positioning. It's also nice to learn different rudiments, different skill types that you can use, not just in crypto markets, not just in US markets, but also the Philippine markets as well. Hi everyone. So we are back once again for a market update. This time we're talking about the Philippine markets, and it's nice again to talk about the Philippines as a whole because, as you all know, over the past few weeks we really did not see a lot of movement, that in a way that if you bought it at one point, you went back to it a few weeks later, it was almost at the same place. But something happened today. It was also predicated by a movement yesterday, but allow me to talk about that later. The PSEI moved up massively with very, very strong value turnover. Value turnover for today was around 23.6 billion pesos. 71% of that were foreign transactions. We saw the PSEI go up 6,665.14. It's up over 5.11%. Now, before, when we would see 5% in the Philippines, we would get excited. It would be something also that, whoa, this is such a large amount of gain. Having exposure to the crypto markets, it somehow tilted the way I would see volatility and movements. If you've been following the crypto markets over the past days, Ethereum went from over 4,000 down to near 2,000, then bounced up to around from 2,000 to 2,800. That alone, in a span of a few days, was already a 40% swing. It's exciting to see Philippine stocks resurge, move up, have volume, go up, but I guess having the exposure to different markets somehow tapered it a bit. So part of my portfolio allocation, and me being a stock market investor still by heart, I still have been positioning more in the Philippine markets, and it's nice to do that when everything was quiet because it allowed you also to accumulate in stocks that you would want, not actually thinking that aakyat to ng May 2021. It wasn't something that I was planning. If you've been following my previous videos, my entire narrative was, okay, I'll plan for 2021. If it takes 2022, 2023 to start massively moving up, I'm fine with that. If it moves faster, then it's a bonus. It's a plus for the positions that I guess I've made early on the past few months, while the US market was doing much, much better, while the crypto market was zooming up as well. And I'll say this over and over, that it's the boring things in life that will make you rich. It's the things that are not as exciting at the start, even if you don't feel like investing in it. If your logic and your strategy is telling you to do so, then you do so. Because my head was telling me, lagay mo na lang lahat yan sa crypto kasi ayaw mag-zoom eh. But discipline and responsibility also was telling me that, okay, I'm allocating more for crypto, but I still should allocate in the Philippine markets. That being said, let's quickly talk about some stocks and look at some charts altogether. In spite of the upward movement, BDO closed down 98.5 pesos per share. So what's surprising is, as you all know, BDO has a very, very large allocation in the index, but there were a lot of other stocks inside the PSEI that pushed up and pushed the market higher, even though BDO was lower. BDO had still largest value turnover at 2.6 billion pesos. MEG moved up 5.34%, closed at 2.96. Pure Gold up 4.08%, closed at 36.95. Ali up 6.43, closed 34.75 pesos per share. SM breached the 1,000 peso level once again. It's at 1,004. It went up over 7.96%. SM Prime is at 36.25, up 6.93. You have AC back at 800, up 7.82%. ASEN at 7.4, up 5.26%. Jollibee, 194.3 pesos per share, 6.76%. JG Summit, 58.70, 12.88%. Then you have URC up 7.9%. With 142 pesos per share. So in terms of value turnover, the lowest that I've mentioned is URC at 432 million. So all of the stocks that I've mentioned pushed up. It's nice to diversify. It's nice to create different positions for Philippine stocks, US stocks, and also the crypto markets. And if you are into Forex or doing other investments, then well and good. The name of the game is multiple streams of income. Let's look at the Philippine Stock Exchange Index first. As you can see right here, the PSEI is trying to break out of this downtrend that started earlier this year. So if you can see it right here, it successfully broke out of the downward trending line. It also broke past the 20-day moving average. It also broke past the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. The only thing blocking the PSEI right now is the 100-day moving average, which is at the 6,704 mark. MACD, though, still has not crossed the zero line level. So for those who attended our Stock Smart sessions, you do know that for this to become significant in terms of looking at it and analyzing it from a MACD perspective, there has to be a cross above zero so that it moves from bearish to bullish. Right now, what we do have from MACD, though, it's showing us that there's a change in direction upward, and the change in direction upward also coincides with the movement that we saw from yesterday. So if you look at it from yesterday, there was a large green candle. If you look at the large green candle, that was enough also to break past the 20-day moving average. What MACD is confirming right now is that, okay, from a downward trending slope, we're seeing a change in direction. It's not yet a full legit reversal. I really believe that for this one to become massively bigger and stronger, we must see it break past the 100-day moving average so that there's a larger sense of conviction on how it could actually reverse even more. Ayala Corp now, if you're looking at it, it almost looks the same. If you notice it, the 5 stocks that have a very, very large allocation in the index is AC, SM Prime, Ali, and BDO. And if you look at the narrative, the upward candle from yesterday from the PSEI almost looks the same as the upward candle that we're seeing for AC right now. AC, also similar to the Philippine Stock Exchange Index, has a change in direction brought about by MACD. We also have it break out from all of the moving averages that we have here. 20, 50, 100, 200 has been broken out with volume with a very, very large candle. It's very, very prudent that it stays above the 100-day moving average, which is around the 780 peso mark. And should there be a continued push right now and it stays above the 100-day moving average, I could possibly see that the next resistance right now is at the 817 mark. So it's a very, very short-term resistance. Possible areas of resistance is also the larger one to consider right now, at least for ACs at the 870 peso mark. So from a quick trading standpoint, support to watch out for this to be valid is the 100-day moving average. If it pushes and stays above that, possible next resistance will be at the 870 mark. Now let's look at another conglomerate, one of the biggest conglomerates in the country. You have SMIC or SM Investments Corporation. If you look at the narrative, it looks almost the same. Downward trending slope got broken, MACD confirming a change in direction. 20, 50, and 200-day moving averages are showing us a breakout from that particular level. Difference lang between AC and the PSEI and SM is AC is above all of the moving averages already. The PSEI is still below the 100-day. SM is also below, but it's already hitting it. So should SM retrace, or there may be some short-term selling, it's mainly because also it's below the 100-day moving average. So please take note of that. The 100-day moving average is right over here. It's at the 102 mark. Breakout from that could make it go back to the 1,080 level, but where we have to analyze it first and see where it's headed, we have to wait for a clear breakout from the 100-day moving average. That being said, if it fails to break out from that, then there could be possibly a retracement back to the 200-day moving average, which is close to the 970 mark. Let's move on over to property stocks. But before that, by the way, if you want to know more about all of this analysis, technical analysis, and charts, we have a technical analysis session happening this July. Everything will be online. Everything will be via Zoom. If you want to know more about that, I'll put the links in the description below. We're going to talk about candlesticks, support and resistance, trend lines, MACD, ADX, Bollinger Band, Parabolic SAR, and so much more. 2 weekends of half-day training purely devoted to technical analysis. Anyways, so for Ayala Land, you could see this, that it broke out from the 20-day moving average. It broke out also from the 50-day moving average. It broke out from this resistance level that I pegged here, the white line, 33.73 pesos per share, continuing its change in direction. So for the difference between Ali and the other stocks that I mentioned earlier, Ali, it's currently progressing in its push upward. So 2 resistances to watch out for, at least for Ali. Number 1 is the 200-day moving average, which currently is around the 35.1 peso mark. And you have another moving average at the 100-day moving average, which is at the 36.45 level. So those are the two resistances to watch out for, at least for Ali as of this point in time. So I repeat, what we're seeing from Ali right now is a breakout from the 20 and the 50-day moving average. We're also seeing it breaking out of the 33.73 level. The resistances to watch out for right now are 200-day moving average, the resistance that I plotted here, 35.7, then the 100-day moving average, which is at 36.45 pesos per share. That being said, breaks out from the 100-day moving average, then we may see larger reversals happen, at least for Ali. That being said, also, whatever movement that we want to see for Ali, if you want to see it push up, it must hold and stay above the 50-day moving average. If it fails to hold the 50-day moving average, then we could possibly see a short-term correction. Mega World, on the other hand, one of the largest percentage movements for the day, we're seeing it break out from this short-term downward push. So for Mega World, the downward push was around April. It went from around 3.6 pesos per share to as low as 2.6 pesos per share. But today, it broke past that with massive volume. As you can see right here, the volume, comparing it to the previous days, was massive. It was very, very high. MACD also confirming a change in direction. So a couple of signals that are a bit bullish for Mega World from a short-term perspective. MACD crossing up, breakout from the short-term downtrend, breakout from the 20-day moving average, and all of that happened with a large amount of volume. So please do note also that this is just a change in direction. MACD really has not broken above the zero line crossing, meaning we have not really seen a legit reversal for this. Couple of things that I'd like to mention also, you have the 100-day moving average at 3.57, which is something to watch out for if you really want to see MEG start to massively reverse. So again, resistances, 200-day at 3.4, 100-day at 3.6. So I want to end everything off with three stocks that are highly connected to consumption. You have Jollibee, URC, and Pure Gold. So let's start everything off with Jollibee first. For Jollibee though, it has bounced from the 166 support level. It has broken past all of the moving averages already. 20, 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages have all been broken out from. The MACD is already above zero, and it has broken above the 185 resistance level. So from that perspective, bounce from 166, breakout from 20, 50, 100, and 200-day moving average. MACD, it's not just changing direction, but it has already started to slope above the zero line cross. The next possible resistance for Jollibee also is 200 and the 210 mark. For URC, MACD is above zero. It's showing us also a change in direction. It has bounced already from the 125 support level. It has broken out from 20, 50, and 100-day moving average. It's currently, though, at the resistance at the 142 peso mark. So please do note that should there be any downward push over the next few days, corrections, it's mainly because of it being at the 142 pesos resistance level. Breakout, though, from the 142 mark, next possible resistance is at the 160 peso area. So please do note what we're seeing right now is a bounce from the 125 level, a breakout from 20, 50, 100-day and 200-day moving average. But if you want to see higher strides, at least for URC, it must break out from the 142 level. For Pure Gold also, it has bounced from the 31.4 level. It has already broken out the 20 and the 50-day moving average. It hit the 100-day moving average today, but it started to dip down. So I think it may move in this range further up until it breaks the line that I have here, 41.26 pesos per share, and the 200-day moving average, which is a very, very strong resistance. So if it pushes higher, watch out for the 41.26 level because that's a very, very strong resistance, at least for Pure Gold. Failure to break out from that and you are a quick trader, that's also a good signal also to take profits as well. So please do note that no matter how much we talk about the stocks here, please take the time to learn this on your own. Do not buy, sell, hold, or avoid the stock just because it's talked about here in YouTube. It's your money, it's your responsibility, but I do hope that this is something that gives you tremendous insight on how you can analyze the markets also with confidence because I want you guys to win. And it's also a delight to see Philippine stocks go up once again because we just really want to see more and more Filipinos also do well, earn more, and use the capital markets, use the stock market to build asset classes for them to be able to earn and build wealth. So there, if you guys want to learn more about investing in the stock market, I've written 5 books. They're available in all bookstores around the Philippines, but they're also available via Shopee. Links are in the description below. If you want to trade crypto markets, and US markets. We have links down below for different brokerages and exchanges that you can execute on for you to be able to trade different stock markets as well. If there's one thing that we could learn from all of this, that it's nice to be positioned in different markets, but not just about positioning, it's also nice to learn different rudiments, different skill types that you can use, not just in crypto markets, not just in US markets, but also the Philippine markets as well. And for me, this is something that's nice because one of the first markets still that I've learned and grew up on was the Philippine market. And as a Filipino, you just also want to see our country, our economy, and our capital markets just do well. And it's fun to see when you see Filipinos win. I guess that's what this channel also is about. We just want to see more and more and more and more Filipinos win. We just want to see more and more Filipinos be financially free. And that's what keeps me going every day, to see more and more people from just merely being consumers, but also investors, and also have a shot to inch closer and closer to whatever dreams and goals that they have to be financially free. That's it for now. This is Marvin Germo. To all 260,000 of you who are massively investing, I really wish the best for all of you, and I want you guys to do well. So that's it for now. Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.